Welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for September 17, 2023. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:33 a.m. Central Daylight Time, followed by sunset at 6:57 p.m. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky, 2½ hours before sunrise, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn seem to be hanging on the arc of the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system, beginning at the eastern horizon, through high in the south, and ending in the west-southwest. Saturn, the most difficult planet to see this morning, is less than 10 degrees above the west-southwest horizon. As during the evenings, Skate and Lambda Aquarii are nearby. Jupiter is high in the south, retrograding in front of Aries, 13.5 degrees to the lower left of Hamel, the pattern's brightest star, 11.2 degrees to the upper right of Menkar, the sea monster's nostril, and 15.9 degrees to the lower right of the Pleiades star cluster, part of Taurus. During the next few weeks, as Jupiter seems to move westward compared to the starfield, watch it cross an imaginary line from Hamel to Menkar. At this hour, brilliant Venus is low in the eastern sky. This planet is easy to locate, even when near the horizon. It appears higher as morning progresses, but Saturn disappears into the haze near the horizon and then setting at the west-southwest horizon. Bright Jupiter appears farther westward, but it is still relatively high in the sky. On October 10th, Venus and Saturn are 180 degrees apart in the sky. Saturn sets as Venus rises. While Saturn is dimmed by the haze near the horizon, it may not be visible when Venus rises for several mornings before the opposition date. What is the last date you see them in the sky at the same time? By an hour before sunrise, Venus is over 20 degrees above the east horizon and 15.7 degrees to the upper right of Regulus, Leo's brightest star, meaning the Prince. Venus is moving in Regulus direction, passing the star October 9th. Watch the gap between them shrink each morning. The Venus-Sirius display continues. Sirius, known as the dog star, is the brightest nighttime star. It is too far away from the plane of the solar system, known as the ecliptic, to have a planetary or lunar conjunction. We see Venus and Sirius at the same altitude, height above the horizon, and 40 degrees apart. Venus is in the east and Sirius in the southeast. This continues through the month. Mercury, beginning its best morning appearance of the year, is over 6 degrees above the eastern horizon at 45 minutes before daybreak. It brightens each morning. Find it first with a binocular, 8.1 degrees to the lower left of Regulus. Yesterday, Mercury was closer to the star. Mercury reaches its largest separation from the Sun, known as greatest elongation, on the 22nd. The plane of the solar system is tipped very favorably to see the innermost planet as it sprints out of bright sunlight. In the evening sky, the crescent moon, 8% illuminated, is about 6 degrees up in the west-southwest at 30 minutes after sundown. It is 3.3 degrees to the upper left of Spica. Look for them with a binocular. Unlike the morning sky, the seasonal presentation of the ecliptic is unfavorable during September evenings. It makes a very shallow angle with the horizon. Spica is 2 degrees below the solar system plane and it is not so easy to see during September evenings. Spica appears behind the Sun in about a month, reappearing in the morning sky. Venus passes the star November 29th. This evening, Saturn leads the planet display that occurs each morning before twilight begins. The ringed wonder rises before sunset and appears over 25 degrees up in the southeast 2 hours after sundown. It continues to retrograde in front of Aquarius, 9.4 degrees to the upper right of Skate, the Aquarian's leg, and 9.7 degrees to the right of Lambda Aquarii. Here's another reminder to find a telescope night sponsored by a local science museum or astronomy club to see Saturn. Search Sky and Telescopes database for a source in your region. Or talk with your neighborhood sky watcher for a peek at Saturn through their telescope. An hour after spotting Saturn, Jupiter is about 10 degrees up in the east. During the night they are farther westward, reaching their places in the morning to have Venus join them from the eastern sky. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.